Alright, you want to start it up?
Yep. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is PGC Erratic. Here with me is
Jersey RNS.
We are casting the game between Google, spawning down here in the bottom position as the pink Protoss, versus MGT Tofu Raider. Sorry, messed up his name there. Spawning over here in the left position is the orange Protoss. This is the first round of Proving Grounds Open number 4, I believe it is. So we got some PvP action going on here on MLG Shattered Temple. What do you think we're going to see out of these players, Jersey?
Well, it is a PvP, so there is always a chance of 4-gate, because I know you say that 4-gate's really a really good, strong PvP build, and it is close by air, so it's very uncommon that you see Protoss do drops with the whole Warp Prism thing, but yeah, it's possible that we might see some of that. I'm personally hoping for a macro game. Maybe go for a 3-gate robo fast expand, but 4-gate isn't out of the question, in my opinion.
Yeah, 4-gates are really common among players in PvP matchups. Even though they're not nearly as good as they used to be, it's still a fairly common strategy. But personally, I'm hoping we see some kind of 2-gate robo into some kind of long-term strategy.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And honestly, one thing we didn't get to mention is map is going to be Shattered Temple. And this is an MLG version, so there's no close by ground spawn locations. So there's only the chance of close by air or cross position spawning. So, and I believe that was made, like, obviously MLG made that just to prevent any sort of imbalance between Terran and Zerg, or like Zerg against any other. Because if the Zerg 6 pools on this kind of thing and it's close spawn, I mean, it's not going to be pretty. We do see the Cybernetic score is going down for MG Tofu Raider, and the first game was just about to finish up for Google here.
Yeah, Google is a little bit behind on his Cybernetic score, about 25 seconds. But that's not super bad, unless of course we see that Tofu decides to go for a 4-gate, in which case he could end up in a very, very good position.
Alright, I think a couple of people about to leave might clear up a little bit of this stuff that we got going here. Now, I did read there is the forward pylon or proxy pylon. Oh, there's a proxy gateway going down for MG Tofu Raider on this right side of the map here. You can see it's going to be in this area. I don't think Google will spot that. And we do see that Google is putting down a gateway. His second gateway is about halfway done. It's on that Warp Gate Tech right now. And I think Warp Gate Tech is started for both players. MG Tofu is a little bit ahead. And I'm curious to see what he'll do with this proxy gateway here. Because, sorry, go ahead.
You know, I gotta say, I don't really like the proxy gateway play here, because of course he is getting up that Warp Gate Tech, in which case you don't even need the gateway to be proxied, you just need the pylon out there. So, proxying that gateway I don't really like. However, what I do like is not only was Tofu slightly ahead in putting down his Cybernetic score, but he's also been chrono boosting it religiously. Now we see that his Warp Gate is at 115 about now, while his opponent is at 55. He's going to get Warp Gate Tech a full minute ahead of Google, and that's almost 2 rounds of your gateways pumping out units, and that is just massive difference. We could see a huge swell of units in a 4-gate or possibly a 3-gate pressure, but it looks like we actually do have 4 gates coming up for Tofu.
Yeah, and I do agree, like, completely agree with you about that whole proxy barracks thing. I was actually going to say that, and then I just wanted to speak. Ooh, looks like Google is going to spot these 2 proxy barracks here, and that's going to be so bad for MG Tofu Raider, because those stalkers could just take out the pylon, knock out both those gateways, and that's going to suck. We do see 4 stalkers are being warped in near the proxy barracks area. Back to what I was saying about the whole proxy barracks thing. I agree with you that it's not effective because, 1, you're just leaving your gateways out there, and 2, if you have Warp Gate Tech, why would you need it anyway? I mean, unless you're going for some kind of 2-gate Zealot rush, it doesn't really make any sense to do it.
Yeah, it looks like Tofu Raider's actually forgetting to build a pylon here. He's going to end up getting supply block for a second, so these 4 gateways that he's got as Warp Gates aren't going to be as effective as they should. So he really needs to get that started. His opponent, of course, was supply blocked as well for a second, but he's getting out of that right now. So we'll see what happens here, but I think Tofu Raider's slip-up right there, getting supply block, might have cost him what could have been a very nice, very easy push.
Yeah, it just gave Google the chance to get some units up, get a sentry out. He could force field the ramp, get another round of units out, and maybe hold this off and push out. These two gateways are still here. I mean, honestly, if he can hold this attack from Tofu Raider and then push him back, that could, and he could just go and kill those gateways off and severely damage Tofu Raider.
Yeah, this is the risk you take when you make proxy gateways, and it's got to be worth it, man, and I really don't see it. But we do see that Tofu Raider here is working on a Twilight Council now, and now a Photon Cannon as well. Bit of a very strange play here. He's also got the Forge up, and he's not getting any upgrades, so not quite sure what Tofu Raider is really doing here. Feels like he got thrown off of his game a little bit, but we do see that Google's army is much, much bigger than Tofu's right now, and he's just pushing out. I think Google could just end the game right here.
Yeah, it looks like he could end it. A little quick information about these players. MG Tofu Raider is Master League, I believe you said, Erratic. Is that true?
I'm not sure. I don't know which one's Master League. I know at least one of them is Master League, but we do see right here Google taking advantage of what we talked about those proxy gateways, and he's just going to kill off the pylon and kill off the gateways, and that is a huge loss of resources for Tofu Raider for pretty much no benefit at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless he had used those two gateways to get some zealots out earlier and maybe, like, do something. I mean, it wouldn't have worked anyway because the gateways were late. The proxy gateways are late. And back to what I was saying about the players real quick. I know Google is Grandmaster last season because I have talked to him before and about some like other stuff that like he plays a lot of tournaments on Zeek.com and whatnot. We do see a robotics facility about to finish for Google as well as the Twilight Council getting started up.
And we see for Tofu Raider, we see a Dark Shrine. Unfortunately, that's going to run headlong into Observers already getting Chrono Boosted out here by Google, and so he's going to just end up in really, really bad shape.
Oh, wow. And it, apparently, I think Google is streaming this as well, and he is doing some coaching on how to play, what's it called, PvP, and he is getting his own Dark Shrine, so both players are going for similar types of builds here, and we do see that I don't think that Tofu Raider made those two, the two gateways, just mind blocking there, those two gateways up again, and I think like if he doesn't take an expansion, I think he'll be far behind because if you see that Google does have the observer out near this little opening as a natural, so there's no way DTs can get in his base unless there's the drop that we mentioned. There are 3 DTs making their way across the map, Erratic.
Yeah, those DTs are going to run headlong into this observer and stalker zealot army, and they're going to get absolutely torn apart. But as we do see that Google is getting up his natural right now, while his opponent Tofu Raider doesn't have anything on the way. The 2 DTs actually do make it through, and oh my God, did Google not? Google did notice, so he's on his way. But these DTs are going to take out at least a couple of probes. 2 probes fall, 4 now. And that's it. He might get another one. Nope. Sends a DT back into the army. He's like, no, this DT, I could totally walk it around and like scout stuff, but nah. I just want to go send him to his death. We see that a Forge is coming up now for Google, so he's going to start getting that +1 armor, I think, up first. Maybe the +1 attack. Very possible. I'm actually getting a phone call right now.
It's all good. I can take over for a bit.
Okay. Let me turn off the mic real quick.
It's fine. As you guys saw before earlier, you saw that Google's forces did not immediately go attack those Dark Templar. I believe that's because the units were on hold position, and that could have just cost Google the game if he hadn't noticed. Now the MG Tofu Raider is taking his expansion just now, getting Blink out, getting his +1 ground weapons, and although he had his Forge out before, his +1 armor or ground weapon is a good 40 seconds behind Google, who's getting his first Dark Templar. And if you see that MG Tofu does not have any observer with his army, so he does have the photon cannons, which can observe, but if he's caught off guard, like if the army's out and Google just gets a couple of Dark Templar in the mix of his army, they could do some serious damage. He has not chosen to get Charge or Blink, so we're curious to see. He's getting a Warp Prism, so there might be some DT drops into the main of MG Tofu Raider, but he does have those cannons, as I was talking about, one position in his main base, and a lot placed at his choke and the entrance to his natural. So I think maybe a Zealot Warpin would be better. At this point, Google's only using those Dark Templar to get some Archons out. And as you guys know, the Archons did get that buff during attack was increased, their range is increased by 1, and they are now a massive unit. So those force fields don't do crap against an Archon army.
Now, yeah, those Archons are absolutely amazing.
Oh, it looks like Erratic's back, and we do see 4 Archons on the field, 3 actually, 1 being morphed in. And so it looks like Google might be pushing out right now.
Yeah, Google also has this nice proxy pylon set up, so he's going to be able to reinforce very well. And you know what? I don't see how Tofu Raider is going to be able to stop this force. A little confused why Google chose to go with the Archons, because of course nothing in the entire ball that Tofu has is bio. He doesn't even have a single Zealot. But, you know, the Archons do soak up a lot of damage. They are pretty nice for that. But, of course, Zealots are way more cost-efficient when it comes to soaking up damage. We are seeing this Blinkstalker micro, though, being executed fairly well, and that is giving Tofu a pretty significant advantage in this battle.
Yeah, and looks like Tofu might actually hold this, it looks like, yeah, I think he might actually hold this at +1 for both players is playing out. However, there are more stalkers being warped in here. It looks like Google actually might, oh my goodness, I think Google's going to overwhelm Tofu's army. There is that Blinkstalker micro, but I don't think that's enough to keep him in this game for any longer. He can just, if Tofu, there's another round of stalkers coming in from from Google, and I think Google has this game. There should be a GG pretty soon.
Yeah, Google's definitely got this. He's going to take out the natural with ease. I don't think he'll be able to break in necessarily to the main with these photon cannons here, but he's definitely going to be able to take out this natural, and that's going to put him far enough ahead that he's got it. And of course, we do get the GG from Tofu Raiders. Good luck, have fun. Good manners from Tofu. We always appreciate good manners here in this tournament. Thank you, Tofu, for playing a fairly good game with Google.
Thank you very much, and we are going to move on to the next round. I believe Google is going to move up, and he will be playing the winner of Hannibal versus Shekna, I believe. Let's go see what's happening.
I want to take a look at these brackets, and you want to tell people who's advanced so far?
Yeah, let me, I have it opened up already, so why not? Let me refresh the page real quick. Let's see, we do have Jason.
Here for people to see.
We do have, Jason beating Rats Hammy, 1-0 in the first round. Mog Skynet beating Jay Woo, in the first round, obviously. We have, Legacy, Tyro beating Slim Power, first round. We have Mo Beats Cut Your Ribbon beating Mo Beats in the first round. I didn't think that much was any competition. It was a diamond versus bronze. I hate to see that happen, but happens. We have Mags versus Ritsu Love, in which Ritsu Love won TVT there. We have Stowe versus Warpath, in which Stowe won that game. Terrible grammar from me, sorry guys. Rush's Godly did beat Crank, so he's going to move on. Google just beat MG Tofu Raider, as we just saw, so he's going to report that and go up. As I said earlier, he's going to be facing the winner of Hannibal versus Shekna, which isn't over yet. Torrent versus CCG Juice. Torrent did win, and he's going to be facing the winner of FG Dodie versus Xerxes, I believe.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be wanting to watch Torrent play, because of course he is a Grandmaster level player. He's very good, and I have a well-known Protoss bias.
I know about that, man. I mean, hey, we're all biased against our own, biased for our own race. So, I mean, why not?
Yeah, of course, if you look at MLG Anaheim, then our race kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
well, my race, not yours.
I mean, my race is Zerg, as some of you may know. And obviously, I'm sorry to hear this, Erratic, but no Protoss made it into the winner's bracket or loser's bracket finals.
Yeah, it's very, very, very sad for me. You know, I was hoping with Huck and Naniwa there, and I did have a bet with Theory about White Raw. If White Raw made it to Kiwitaki, White Raw was going to win, but of course White Raw got beaten by Select. A little bit of a disappointment there. I was really hoping to see White Raw make it farther. But for those of you who didn't know, actually, from MLG, we did see a very good example of, like, amazing manners here. White Raw was playing against, I believe it was ET Gimmicks, and he was not able to report for the game. He ended up showing up just a little bit late, and him and Gimmicks both wanted to play out the game. So Gimmicks was willing to face White Raw in what was probably going to be a win for White Raw. But the officiators, or whatever the word, the officials said that that game wasn't going to happen, so White Rod did take a loss there. Ended up going through the losers bracket and facing Gimmicks again in the losers bracket later. And for those of you who don't know, in MLG, if you're facing somebody again for the second time, it turns into a best of 7.